Hey, good morning. It's almost 10:15 Sunday morning. We got the Vikes playing the Steelers here right now in Dublin, one of my favorite cities. Uh, uh, Looks like Aaron Rodgers is winning right now, so we got that going. All right. So we got that going on. What I want to do is I'm going to make it real quick. All right, I'm a little obsessed with the industrials and why some are so good and some are just not good at all. All right, so it's definitely been holding back the Dow Jones, and I got to admit, I always followed when I was on the trading floor for years. We had a big ticker up there, and it was the S&P 500. I mean, I'm sorry, it was the Dow Jones Industrial Average. All right, so I always like embraced the DJIA, and I still do. All right, so I'm gonna go through some of these names. Just I'm gonna say where they're at and a potential of where they might be going. Okay, so I'm going to start off first by punching up XLI. All right, XLI has been moving nice. All right, because there is a group of them that is doing pretty damn well. All right, and I gotta say, and as we go through them, we'll see. All right, so XLI 3-2 up on the quarter. Now remember, you notice I changed my time frames around here, guys. We're back to the quarter, we're back to the month, we're back to the week and the day. All right, by tomorrow, I'll probably put an hour back in here just because I have to do that. All right, but I do have them on smaller time frames. But for potential, what we want to look at right now and the bigger picture here is we want to look at these four time frames. All right, we're looking at the quarter, we're looking at the month, we're looking at the week, and we are looking at the day. All right, so there's a lot of actionables in there. Okay, so in all different time frames too. So here's XLI. All right, chop it up on the day. So embrace the chop. Look at what happened there with the chop, 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 chop broke. All right, and then it creates the reverse coming back up. All right, so this is garbage. All right, I just can't say it's just garbage. All right. So again, embrace this because when this finds its way out, that's when we make money. All right. So watching this still stuck inside this daily pattern here, kind of grinding up. All right. And this is your weekly. And this is your daily. So this has been really, really rough here. I'm not even going to go down to the 60s because you can know what it's going to look like. It's just going to look messier. All right, but I gotta say, 3-2 up, sitting here on the high of the year, doing pretty damn good here on the quarter. All right, with the 3-2 up on the quarter too. All right, new quarter coming. We got some room for Sneaky Pete to get back inside there for sure. Okay, 155.15 is the high. We're about $3 and change off of that. All right, so couple of ones that just kind of gotten away here, and Goldman Sachs is one of them. All right, now Goldman Sachs has got up to 825.25. And just in this last week, this is what we've seen here. So starting to come break in a little bit. All right, this thing has been a really really nice move, especially when you're looking at the quarters. We had that 1-2 inside, and that was really the only break that we really got. There was no actionable signals down here. We had a couple of quarters where they didn't do anything, and that's odd, but it is what it is. All right, so 2-2 up, 3-2 up right now, holding up really well with Goldman Sachs, but she is starting to give in a little bit here, all right? And remember now, we got the banks are going to be reporting the first week. all right, as we get into October. I'm not sure what days, but as I get closer, I'll definitely be filling you in as to when and when these earnings will be coming out. All right, so Goldman Sachs, leader of the pack for sure on the upside, probably with J.P. Morgan right with them. All right, so Goldman Sachs, there you go, starting to show a little bit of just a little bit of vulnerability coming back on this day here. Be interesting. I don't have anything actionable. All right, so that's my biggest beef with that one right off the bat. All right, now Boeing. All right, I'm watching Boeing very closely. I think Boeing's going to get it right when, provided that the futures continue to play ball. And I'm going to say that for everything, okay? If the futures decide to start breaking down, these stocks are going to come down. If you have positions, you got to protect yourself, okay, with SUDSIs or SQs and UVXYs. There's a lot of things that you can do to protect yourself on that way down. You don't necessarily have to take out your positions. You can trim down your positions a little bit. Protect your money, okay? First of all, that's the most important thing you have to do. And making those decisions are very difficult, okay? So I say what I do is I'll just load up on some suds and stuff and see if they're gonna, But if the drop starts to get more potential, we just gotta hang on there, okay? Gotta hang on there. We know that the markets are strong, okay? We know that these markets aren't gonna break. Now, if we get down to 3 or 5%, it's not going to kill us by any stretch of the imagination. We're still way up for the year, for the 2-year. I mean, we could give up 10%, and we're still in good shape. All right, so don't be fretting that. Okay. All right, so Boeing. Here's outside week now. Okay, so I'm long Boeing. I'm in here around 170 something in here. All right. So I'm in a decent spot. Now this thing has started chopped out on me here for the last few weeks here now. All right, this is a month and a half of business right here, and because this is a weekly now. Remember that. All right. So she was chopping here. Now she gets out. All right, so Boeing is a little bit better now. Had a good day, and it gave us an outside week. All right, so we got outside month and outside week, so there's no hurry here. All right, this thing's going to come back inside here. Like I said, I think Boeing will get right. Any kind of dip that breaks down anywhere down into this this area, anywhere in here. See this bar here? We need to stay above. We need to stay above this low now. All right, from 219.09. If we break down anywhere below that, I think that's a good spot where you could probably try to pick some up. Like I said, it can triangle out again so easy. Okay, especially coming in with an outside week and an outside month and an outside week. All right, and we're going to get a new bar on Monday here. All right, so we're going to be right back inside. We won't get a new bar until Wednesday on this guy here on the month and the quarter. And you see the quarters kind of coming back down on the quarter, but it's still positive. All right, so that's kind of where we're at. I think we need to stay above those lows at 219.09 on Boeing. If she breaks down again, she goes back down into the chop land, and then we see what it breaks from there. All right, so Boeing, keep an eye on that one. It will make a move, and you want to get in when that move is starting, or try to get in there. You know what I'm saying? All right. So Travelers here, another one here. One I don't really follow too much. 2-2 up on the quarter here. 2-2 up on the month. What do I have? The only reason that I'm talking about this stock right now is because I've got an actionable signal here, which it's been consolidating for since this 3. You see this 3 here? It's been consolidating for 3 weeks now. Okay, She ain't gonna stay. She ain't gonna stay a 1 forever. All right. I like the setup here. You are coming top of the trading range right now. So popping back up here on a 312, you might get back up to this 280 number, but I would be careful protecting up there. All right. We'll see what happens as it starts to get back up there, if it does. All right. So I'm not in this thing. I don't really plan on getting in this stock, but if I was looking at it, I would definitely be nervous about the 111 that's been sitting for so long, and now you got this actionable signal here on the daily that can't get going here, but I think you're just getting back up to this top of this range, and I think she's going to sputter out. But, you know, quarter's good. Looks like it's going to get a new quarter. It's going to come right back inside. You're going to get a new month. You're going to be inside. So give it some patience, all right? Could triangle back out. I think that makes the move back up there, and then she might just take that triangle back in. All right, so watch the Travelers. If you're in that stock, I don't know if you are. I'm just saying if you are. This is what I think, all right? Another one with McDonald's, 2 quarters doing nothing, all right? Yeah, can't stay a 1 for nothing. 311 here now on your McDonald's. I mean, the only thing I can say is that it's positive because it's green on the month, on the quarter, but it's big outsider here on your monthly. Okay, so that is going to come inside. It's going to slow things down because where did we close at? 305. So we close back in this range in here. We're going to be coming stuck inside here, guys, on Wednesday, unless something goes crazy. I kind of like the way the 3-1's setting up down here. Again, still got to play out and still going to be stuck inside. So it's going to have to be the week that's going to have to do the hard work. So we would look for that 2-1 week, either up on the 2-1 week or try to consolidate and stay inside there for some more because you're still stuck, all right, up here. So remember that until you get out of 319, you're not a 2 yet. All right, so McDonald's, the only thing I like about it right now is coming off the brow. It's been chopping. It broke. All right, and this thing could easily triangle right back out again, right back down to 298, especially if you get some fresh buyers in here and then all of a sudden they see it, boom, time to smack it down again. All right, so that's McDonald's. That's what I think about that one. Home Depot got up too fast, I think. Just ran up. It was chopping on the months like crazy. It busted out. So embrace the chop. Boom. 2-2 up. But now it's got a shooter coming back down. Now that is still bullish. All right, by any stretch of the imagination, you get this shooter coming down. Now, this shooter could go into force. We won't find out until Wednesday because Wednesday is when we'll get the new day. We will get the new week inside here, all right, on Home Depot. And where do we close there? Like 410-ish. So we're going to be coming right inside here. We're going to be trapped inside there. So we don't have all that ones sitting around doing nothing on this particular one. Just the move of trying to get back up into this broadening formation right here, that's not going to be an easy move to the upside, all right? And again, it's what are the futures are going to be doing. You got to be paying attention to what's the futures are doing, all right? So, but I think, I don't know. I just don't know about Home Depot right here right now. I don't like to shoot it down on a month and okay, fine. You got the quarter up. That's pretty good. You're going to get a new quarter. You're going to be stuck inside. I think it's just like not poised to do anything right now. All right, so keep an eye on that one. I wouldn't go jumping off the building for that thing. Salesforce. Here's another one, man. These cloud stocks. They're just garbage, all right? And who's the leader of the pack, man? The guy who put up the best earnings ever in the history of ever, Oracle. It has given it up back down to the downside. Now, this is still very bullish, okay? You're going to get a new month in here. You're going to be somewhere in here. I like, 80%, 80% of these stocks that gap, they come back and fill. I'm not saying that this one can do that. All right, this is the mainland down here. But this thing's been falling pretty nice. It's going to be really hard to gauge it here. So I would be very careful on this guy as well. Probably got some more selling in there. Look for a sharp turn to the back upside, I think, on this one. You're going to be inside month no matter what you look at. You're trapped in here, guys, and you're trapped in here. All right? So you're going to be inside no matter what happens. So knowing that, just watch, be patient with these reds coming down, and then we'll see if a reversal happens. I'm going to watch that one close because I'd like to get back in this Oracle, but not right now. It's just not right now. All right. We'll see what comes of that. All right. So I kind of jumped off there on Oracle. All right. So I'm gonna go back to where we were. We were talking about Salesforce, right? So here's another one, man. Probably gonna triangle out. Probably gonna triangle out. Probably gonna triangle. Remember IBM? How many times it triangled out? How many times? How many times? How many times? So not ready yet. I like to see some more chopping. Give me some more chopping, and then I get more excited because then I'll see if because we get that price action. You're going to get this move up to 257.82, back down to 234. That's your range right now, all right? And everything's trapped inside this right now. So the only reason I talked about it is because it has an actionable signal on the daily, and that's a 2-1. I just think this thing's going to continue to chop up inside there, all right? It's just not ready to get Salesforce and that whole group. They need to get their act together, all right? I mean, Oracle had amazing things to do, but they took profits. All right, so Visa's inside. I don't watch Visa at all. 2-1 inside here, but I know this is a stalwart when it comes to financials. So this one's really tied into XLFs, but it is in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Okay, so I put this in here because I got a nice actionable signal here on your quarter, and I got a nice actionable signal here on your month. All right, so to me, that appears to me look like a little bit of a pivot. So maybe we can get back down to here, 299.57 coming back down. All right, we'll see if the markets can turn and start giving us some more downside is what we're really kind of hoping for. All right, so 2-2 back down, pot. That's a pivot. And it's an actionable signal. Look it's actionable everywhere. All right, guys. So we're inside all over the place here. All right, Visa, no hurry to get after anything. Trading right in the middle of the range. Just nothing here right now. All right, so Visa, sit tight on Visa. Johnny John looking like a bust out, man. All right, we talked about that. I showed you guys this before, this 5-year deal right here, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This 5-year right here. All right, everything inside here, I have it marked down, as you can see. All right, but there's your quarter on your Johnny John. Okay, look at your inside month. We're looking for that 2-1-2 month. All right. I'm saying that this thing starts to get back above here. She might make a move. She might make a stand and try to make some higher highs. All right. So watch the Johnny John because we know the group sucks. It's horrible. All right. Horrible. Healthcare is not good. All right, but every once in a while, a sheep gets out the gate and gets away, like Apple did. All right, Apple got out the gate, and that was it. And look what happened to Apple. All right, so Johnny John, definitely keep an eye on that. I'll give you a quick glimpse of that Apple. Somebody opened up the gate, and boom, right there with the 1-1s. They were sitting, they couldn't do anything, and then that's what happens. And my equilibrium came back on. So all the guys that made the move on here, boom, got triangled out, bam, that was it. They look for you. They want you out, especially people like us. They want us out. All right, so took out a lot of guys there. I don't know if guys got back in there, but boom, that was the 2-2 move up on Apple. Apple is in the Dow as well. All right, so I'm not going to really talk too much about that one because it doesn't really have any actionable signals. That's the reason why I'm not talking about it. I just wanted to show it. All right, so Johnny John, Sherwin-Williams is another one here. Actionable signal on the month here. You're 2 down you're coming down here for sure on the quarter. All right, you're going to be stuck inside this business right here. So you're really trapped in here. Nothing to do here, folks. Coming back down, what you need is probably to try and go back down here to 308.17, and then you get a reset and you see if it can start to go from there. All right, coming down on the dailies right now, you got a 2-2 up on the day, but the only thing I see is this thing right here. See if anything can come out of that one on your Sherwin-Williams. Amgen fell apart. It's just garbage. I mean, shooter down. Look at 1-1. Remember that 1-1 I just showed you in that last chart? Watch this 1-1. Something's going to come out of this. If you get this one back down, what we're looking for is that we're looking to break this 2-2 back down, get a nice move to the downside, and then look for a reversal somewhere in there. And then Amgen steps. They're not going to stay down forever, these healthcares, but it could be a while. Look at how they keep triangling out. Nice move, triangle out, nice move, triangle out, nice move, triangle out, nice move, try to triangle out. It's going to continue, all right? It's going to continue. Don't expect that to end, all right, until something changes, and we'll know when. Amazon, I don't know. I hate this stock right now. I mean, look at shooter down on a month. It's not actionable, but it is an actionable signal because it's a shooter coming down. All right, and I thought we had 2. I thought we had a 1 in there, but we do not. All right, so came down on their week there, hit our 214.64. We've got a little bit of support level there. Watch that stock. If you're watching that one, guys, if you are in Amazon, be careful over here. Watch what happens here. I'm not saying she's going to break and come all the way back down, but I'm saying is that she's pretty heavy, and you got to shoot her down on the month, and that could go into force. So pay attention to that. If it doesn't go to force, then guess what happens? It just sits and rots. Okay? So right now, there's nothing to do in Amazon. There's nothing to do. The good thing is that it's going down. All right? That's the good news. The fact that it's going down. All right, so we got that going for us a little bit. Merck is in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. They got an actionable signal on the month, on the quarter coming down. Look at that, shooter down on quarter. All right, looking to break that one. All right, so that will have to go into force as well with the coming down. And here you are with the inside month. Awful year. All right, are you going to turn things around in the last quarter? Are the healthcare stocks going to turn things around? That's the big question. All right, because you see everything's garbage. All right, so we'll see if they can turn around. If that turns it around, and then we get those industrials turned around, then we really get that Dow Jones Industrial Average up to maybe 50. You know, I'll finish that at the end. All right, 2-1 though. I got actionable signals all over the place here on the ones, on the quarter, on the month, and on the day. This one's coming off the broadening formation on that downside. It's, chop, chop, chop. So probably due for a little pop back up here with the inside month. We'll see if they can move that thing around a little bit. That's your Merck. That's what you got. Honeywell is just, I just want to buy Honeywell because it's just so cheap now. Love where it's at down here. But, how do you buy it here? You're going to triangle out. All right. So, again, watch for the rallies, watch for the triangle outs, watch for the chop, and then wait for it to happen. All right. Because if you buy it down here, yeah, it might hold. but more than likely, it's probably going to fall back on your head again. Do you want to go through that kind of stuff? I don't know if you want to do that or not. All right, let's get them when they're ripe. Like when you go apple picking. You know what I mean? Watch out for the bees. All right, Honeywell, Disney. Again, outside here, the only reason I put it in is guys actionable signal on the daily and on the quarterly. Quarter coming in, man. I'm looking for that 3-1-2 back down here. I don't know, man. Disney tried to get it going here. They made that high. I don't think they're getting back to that high for a while. They're just in the wrong party, if you know what I mean. All right, so stuck inside here 1-1 right now on your dailies. So I'm like 108 now. I gotta say I'm down lower now. I'm down lower. I made money on it, man. It went up to 119. I sold it up at like 118 and change. The thing was really moving nice, but it never got up to that 124 handle. And then all of a sudden, she fell apart, Procter & Gamble, here's another one with the staples. These guys are taking the brunt of it on the tariffs for sure. I mean, triangle out, triangle out, triangle out. I mean, triangle out, triangle out, triangle out. I got to say, Procter & Gamble probably lower before they turn around and go higher. Staples are down and out, man. I'm looking at Coca-Cola. I think that made my list. So I only put it in here because I don't know why I put this in here, Procter & Gamble, just because it's garbage. All right, try to come back up off the broadening formation here on a daily. Chop, 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 chop. It's been lower here. All right, so embrace the chop and wait and see. Probably triangle out again until these start turning around. I'm talking Colgate. I'm talking Mondelez. I'm talking Kimberly-Clark. The things you have to buy, all right? Those things are the things that are getting hit the hardest, all right? Because they have to be purchased every week, all right? Procter & Gamble. Verizon is just a piece of garbage. I don't even know why it's in here. It's actionable because it's 2-1 inside here. I don't even know why Verizon isn't in here. If you want to put a service in with phone service, give it to T-Mobile. These guys are champs. All right, T-Mobile is kind of chopping up here a little bit. Maybe she's 1-1. Watch for that move to come back out. I see bigger things for T-Mobile next year. All right, I think T-Mobile is better. All right, so I left off at Verizon. Nike, man. I was thinking about, hey, maybe I buy some down at $67. It's so cheap. It's having a really volatile year, right? We had the 2-3 up and then puked it all out. Got the rally back. You got to think that it's got to make the move to the downside again. So my support level is at $56. All right, I watched this one closely. I ain't buying it at 69, 68, 67. It can come back into the 50s here. All right, 59. All right, so no hurry with Nike. You don't need to be buying the stock. Look at the shooter down on the quarter. Keep it off on the side, and when we see it get to 50s, there's some value there at 50s. Then it will pop up from there. But I don't think Nike's not doing so good. Coca-Cola, same thing here. You cannot keep Coca-Cola down. 2-2 down on a quarter. 2-1-2 on the month. They are punishing this thing. All right, coming back down here, broadening formation. This is what I call this is a castle stock, right, with a moat. So you ever seen in the old times when you see a castle and then you see like they have these drawbridges, so people can go out and that. But when it's closed, there's no way to get it. It's impenetrable. All right. If you're long Coca-Cola, when you're sleeping at night, you know that somebody's cracking open a can of Coke somewhere. All right. This is just a great stock. I love the fact that it's coming down. All right. but I'm trying to see here. Watch the Procter and Gamble. Watch the XLPs. All right. There's no reason to go running after Coca-Cola right now. She's probably going to pop up out of here again. You'll see a move. But watch the diamonds. And then the diamonds are the ones that are going to kind of guide this one, right? And then you watch that XLP as well. All right, so keep an eye on XLP, which you see the staples just not getting it done, man. All right, it's the tariffs, I think, and just again, people things that people have to buy. They're not happy about it. They'd rather be going on a cruise ship, but they can't afford that, so they're buying toothpaste. Chevron 160. Just woke up. All right, just woke up. Energy all of a sudden. Where'd you come from? Boom. She snuck her way up here, even on the dailies, with these gappers uppers. So a little bit too fast, too fast for me, especially the way they gapped up and down. Probably come back in a little bit energy, but I think energy, I don't know. I don't think the Don likes high energy prices. So I would be careful here. Like I just made some nice money here on crude in the last couple of days here. All right, I got in somewhere in here, somewhere around 23 and change. And then look what happened on Friday, man. I got out at like 57 cents right here. All right. I took it from here all the way up, and then I get out around here 50-ish. All right. And then look at that shooter down. This is why I don't trust. I do not trust energy. Okay. If you're going to be in energy, be very, very careful and keep very close stops. All right. Because he's not going to let that happen here. All right. XLE, and I mean we're paying almost $4 here now in Chicago. All right, XLE, real nice week. On the real nice week here, but that's going to come back inside. So keep an eye on that. You're 2-1 inside on the quarter. So maybe some of them other energies might come up, but anything tied to oil, which is a lot of them, is tied to oil. You got troubles, all right? Look at that day down, huh? That's pretty horrible. Cisco was a friend of mine doing nothing. Put this in here because it's an actionable signal. Give me a 3-1-2 back down on your Cisco with the shooter down on the month. That would be reconfirming. So what we look for is we look for the shooter, and then we look for the reconfirming on the shorter time frames, telling us that the stock is still puking. Cisco, that's 2-1 inside. So actionable. That's why I put it in there. And I put it in there because it's on the month. All right, so we'll keep an eye on that. I'm almost done, guys. This is it. I can't believe this is 32 minutes. You guys are going to listen to me for 32 minutes. United Healthcare, garbage. But all of a sudden, I can't even type it. All right, United Healthcare. All of a sudden, trying to get strangled out. Back up, probably look for the move back down again. 2-2 up on the week and starting to give it up already here on the month, I should say. So new month coming, we're going to be somewhere inside here depending on what the next two dies. I don't have anything actionable. I do have an outsider on a 2-1-3, so we'll see there. I just put this in there just because I wanted to see what these insurers look like. So you look at Cigna. Cigna's actionable inside on the month here. So watch out for these things. They could just as easily fall back down. Cardinal Health is another one. CAH. The CAH is a little bit better. You got actionable on the month here. Looking for upside potential here on Cardinal Health. This one's better. And I got a nice actionable signal on the day. That is it. That's all I got. I'm going to talk about the Dow Jones Industrial Average. I'm going to pull that up and see where the hell are we going. That is not the DJ. Sorry here. DJI. I think that's the one. All right. There's our Dow Jones Industrial Average up to 46,714, guys. All right. If we can get this move on the Dow Jones, and I like the way the weekly looks here. So coming back down. Oh, let me shrink this down a little bit. Bring that down. Hold on, I want to make that just a tad bigger. There we go. All right, so this is a 21 day. All right, so we're hovering above the 21 day. If XLV and XLI start to get better from here, look for exponential move coming back up. So when I look at it, I'm not going to get too crazy drawing lines here, but what I'm saying is that in my thoughts, we're coming off of here, right there, guys, right there, right. So moving back up somewhere around in this area, 53,000. I'll take 53,000. I think once it gets going, it's gonna go. All right, so there will be more upside room. So we want to be buying the Dow Jones, and we want to be buying some of these stocks when we know we got the month going good, and we're looking for those dips where you pick up some stuff when they fall down. When you watch your 30s and your 60s, they come down, we find our support levels, and we get back into the position. I'm going to leave it there. I talked way too much. I'm getting scratchy. All right, so hey, everybody have a wonderful Sunday. God bless. Kiss your babies. Tell your wife you love her. And just be good in general to people, all right? We need more of that in this world, all right? Be good. Be good.